Chris here, and welcome to my channel. As you can see by my setup, it's time to play Phase 10 Chooses Your TBR. There are several things I have going on this month when it comes to readathons. The first is the next round of the Final Book Support Group. This will be a weekend round, and it runs from the 3rd through the 6th. I have a separate TBR on my channel, so I will link that above if you would like to check out my TBR for the next round of the Final Book Support Group. I'm also doing the Whodunnit readathon, which is a clue-based readathon. This is another one where I have my own TBR, so again, I'll link it in the cards above. And then the last one is my own readathon, which is Phase Out Your TBR, which is loosely based on this, and we're working on Phase 4 this time. I have posted my TBR for that as well, so again, check the cards above. So those are the 3 readathons I am doing in the month of May, and hopefully I will be able to accomplish them all successfully. I do have 2 other things to mention. So I'm still doing Buzz Wordathon, and Middle Grade March is back, and they're doing quarterly books, and their first quarterly book is Everything Else in the Universe. So Middle Grade March, the hosts of that have a book club. I'll link all of the info in the description below. And Everything Else in the Universe is the book they've chosen. And funnily enough, the prompt for this month's round of Buzz Wordathon is the word every, and we have every and everything. So I'm going to double up there. This is a historical fiction that follows, I believe, Vietnam vets coming back from the war and a couple of kids who have to kind of deal with that. I don't really know much more about it. It's been on my TBR for a very, very long time, so I'm very excited to get to it in the month of May. As for my nonfiction this month, I'm being kind to myself, and I'm going to go with Who Were the Navajo Code Talkers. This is a Who HQ book, so it should be a really easy read, but I literally know nothing about them. Until I saw the title of this book, I had never even heard of them. So I feel like I'm going to learn a whole lot just by reading this small little middle grade nonfiction, but this is my nonfiction pick for the month. And then there's this. This is updated as of today, the 27th, so we're going to see how this goes. I can tell you, I did not have to add any pieces of paper in this month. I did start 2 new series, but they're caught up. So, like, there's only 1 book out in them, so I can't read them. So there's no point in putting them in this jar yet. But all of my other series are still available. So let's see what this has in store for me this month. We'll go with It's Raining Paper. I got a red one. Let's go all the way to the bottom. Ooh, 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 ooh. There's paper everywhere. And the blue one. Okay. So our first series is the Timequent. So the 5th book in this series is also the 4th book in a companion series. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the companion series because I have put this off before because I didn't want to read it out of order. So I'm going to go figure out what book it is I need to read and get back to you in just a second. Okay, so there's several ways this kind of universe is listed on Goodreads. You have the Timequent, which starts with A Wrinkle in Time. And I'm currently on book 5. Then you have the O'Keefe family, which has 3 books, and then book 5 from the Timequent, and it's also listed as Chaos or something like that. And it would be the first 4 books of the Timequent, then the 3 O'Keefe books, then the last book, which would be the one I own that I'm on. So I'm going to start the O'Keefe series because that would technically be the book I'm on in the greater universe. So it's called The Arm of the Starfish, and it says when Adam Eddington, a gifted marine biology student, makes the acquaintance of blonde and beautiful Callie Cutter at Kennedy International Airport on his way to Portugal to spend the summer working for renowned scientist Dr. O'Keefe. He has no idea that this seemingly chance meeting will set into motion a chain of events he will be unable to stop. Caught between Callie's seductive wiles and the trusting adoration of Dr. O'Keefe's daughter Polly, Adam finds himself enmeshed in a deadly power struggle between 2 groups of people, only one of which can have right on its side. As the danger escalates, Adam must make a decision that could affect the entire world. Which side is he on? So we're going to see, because I need to know if I can get through these books to get to the last one, or if I just want to be like, who cares, and just read the last one. So this is as good a time as any to start this series or continue this universe, however you want to look at it. So Series number 1 is going to be continuing on with the Wrinkle in Time universe, whatever it's called. I'll pop that again up on the screen, with the arm of the Starfish. My second series, interesting, The Problem Children by Natalie Lloyd. The second book in this series is Carnival Catastrophe. I read the first book in 2019, and I vaguely remember the details, so I'm hoping the second book will come back to me pretty quickly. It is a middle grade that follows 7 siblings, and I believe they'll have very distinct personalities, which I remember really liking. And I think I've wanted to go on with the series before. Like, I think I've read the first one multiple times. Like, I think I read it before BookTube, and then I reread it for BookTube. So we're going to give it a go and see if I want to continue on with book 3, or if this is a series I can just kind of let go of. And then series 3. In the Hall with a Knife. I have finished this, so this can come out, which means I need to pick a different one. Let's go with this one over here. And we have Isaiah Dunn by Kelly J. Baptist. So the second book in this series is Isaiah Dunn Saves the Day. I really enjoyed the first book, Isaiah Dunn is My Hero. And that Isaiah is dealing with the fallout of his father's death. He's struggling with it. His mother is struggling with it. And he's trying to help his mom by helping with his little sister and kind of keeping his feelings to himself and trying to navigate through that grief. In the second book, he's going to be starting middle school, and that creates a whole new set of problems for Isaiah. So I am absolutely down to read this in the month of May. These seem like 3 very different series, 2 of which I should probably be making a decision on, and the third, Isaiah's story, that I'm really excited to get back to. I've got all of the pieces of paper back in. For the moment, I'm going to leave the papers out because I believe Isaiah Dunn is only 2 books at the moment. So I would be caught up on that series if I read that, and the other 2, I want to wait to see if I plan on continuing them before sticking them back in. So we're going to put the lid on. And I get to put this away for another month. Which brings me to this. It is the 27th. I have 2 books left on my Phase 10 TBR, one of which I haven't started and the other which I'm partway through. So I see no reason I will not finish them in the next couple of days. So I get to give myself a reward. There is a new reward in here, thanks to a viewer. I don't remember which one, but I do have it mixed in here. So if it comes up, your name will be on it, because I do indeed give credit where credit is due when somebody gives me an idea. And it is essentially stop playing. If I pull that one at whatever point I am in here, no matter how many wilds I've pulled or whatever, I get to stop playing, and my TBR stops there. So that sounds like a really, really nice reward for when I'm having maybe a busier month. And I've pulled 3 wilds, but I haven't actually gotten to them yet. So we're going to go with this one. No idea what it is. And these are shuffled, so I'm going to go with this one. Green 9. Oh, there's already one on a green 9. Can't do that. How about this one? Oh, I can put it wherever I want. Let's hope this is the only wild I see today. What number do I pull a lot of? I legitimately don't know, but my gut is saying blue 5. So let's replace the blue 5 with my reward. So I have mixed the cards back into the deck that I pulled for this and the prompt that came off. And now it's time to draw my cards for my phase. So I'm on phase 6, which means I'm going for a run of 9. I got some options. Let me get the board set up and I'll get back to you. So as you can see, I have the board set up. I've decided to use my wild as a 9 because it makes the most sense, considering that if I go 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, I'm going to need that wild as a 9. And if I, for my run of 9, start with 1, I still am going to need a 9. So there's no way to do this without a 9, so I figured I would take the most likely option of giving me success. With that being said, let's hope for no other wilds, because I could use a slower month. Draw number 1 is a red 11. Air on the cover or in the title Omi, I'm thinking about you right now, and you know why. So I had several books I was looking at that could work for this, but I think I'm going to go with Let the Sky Fall, because as you can see, there's wind turbines, which would be turned by the air. This bird is flying via the air, and this girl is floating in the air. So there's a lot of references to air on this title. This is written by Shannon Messenger, who's one of my favorite authors. I have been meaning to get to this for ages. It's very intimidating to me because it literally talks about a Category 5 tornado. And I'm terrified of tornadoes, so I'm worried that there's going to be a lot of stuff in this that could be harder for me to read. So we're going to see how this one goes. I think it's time I finally tried it out and see if Shannon Messenger's YA series is for me. We'll replace that with this. Draw number 2 is my 6. So now I'm 1 card away from having my run of 9, which is this 7 right here. And I'm going to go with the green 11 because I want to save that skip because I don't know if I'm going to need it yet. The green 11 prompt is Own Voices. This is easy. For this, I'm going to read Isaiah Dunn Saves the Day. This is definitely an Own Voices book, so I would be silly not to use the opportunity to put a book that's already on my TBR in for this. I'm, like I said, very, very excited to read this, and I'm very curious to see how Isaiah deals with being in middle school now. We'll replace that with this. Draw number 3 is a red 5. Oh, I was so close. The prompt for red 5, finish a series. For this, I'm going to read Night of Dangers by Zach Lauren Clark and Nick Eliopoulos. This is the 3rd and final book in the Adventurers Guild trilogy. I will not say this is a new favorite series, but I did own all 3, so I decided that I would read the 3rd one since I read the 2nd one last month so that I could kind of finish it while some of the details were fresh. This is a pretty average series. It follows 2 boys named Zed and Brock, who are in the 1st book, are being sorted into guilds, and they end up in the Adventurers Guild, which is dangerous, and is not where either one of them wanted to end up, and we are kind of following their journeys, and a lot of things have happened and progressed between book 1 and now, so I'm curious to see where this ends up, because book 2 definitely ended on a cliffhanger, so I kind of want to see how they managed to get out of the situation they found themselves in at the end of book 2. And we'll replace that with this one. Draw number 4 is a green 2. Okay. I think I keep that because it doesn't get me anything. Oh, I have options. So I could use my skip here. Or I could use the 1 or the 11 because I'm not going to need one of them. Am I feeling more confident about the yellow 1 or the yellow 11? I don't know. I'm gonna use the skip, and I may regret this. Because if I don't get that 7, then I may wish I had kept this for next month, but we'll see. So that means I don't need to pick a book for prompt number 4, and I go straight to prompt number 5. So draw number 5 is a yellow 8. The prompt for yellow 8 is over 500 pages. Another really, really easy choice, whatever the next Robert Jordan book is that I'm on. I should be getting to 2 of them this month. I'm sure they're over 500 pages, at least one of them. So whichever one I'm on is going to go here. This is part of the Wheel of Time series, and I can honestly tell you I have no idea what the name of the next one is or what number it is. But this is the book I'm going to read for over 500 pages because I would be shocked if it was under. If not, you'll see from editing, Chris, what I end up choosing because I don't have the book out from the library yet. It's sitting there waiting for me. So this is my book for over 500 pages. And we'll replace that with this. Draw number 6 is a red 7. Okie dokie. 111. The 11s have been kind to me, so I think I'm going to go with the yellow 11 and hope that it is also kind to me. And we're going to do that first. So yellow 11 is Owl Crate Jr. So this needs to be a book I got from Owl Crate Jr. So back in February, Owl Crate Jr. kind of went out of business completely. They moved to like an Emporium style thing, and they did a giant sale on their boxes, and I got several of them, and one of the boxes I got had Fenris and Ma in it. I have wanted to read this for ages. It looks like a very, very cute book with some kind of dog character. Whether we're going to get anything from the dog's POV, I don't know, but it is one I've wanted to read for a very, very, very long time, so I think this is going to be my book. I can't really tell you anything about it because it's still in the plastic, so we're going to give this a shot for my Owl Crate Jr. book. And we'll replace that with this. Draw number 7. Ooh, is a green 11. And before we get to that, I do get to put a reward on the board. And it's not going to be a green 11 because I've already drawn that, and that would be unfair. We're going to go, with this one right here. It is a red 11. Okay. So I have 3 rewards left. So if anybody has any ideas for rewards, let me know. Because the board is rapidly filling up, and I'm going to go with this one. Red 11 will come down, and this will go up. So the card and the prompt are mixed back into their decks. Because, you know, I would like at least a small chance of pulling a red 11. I should mention, I do still have my Replace with a Mood Read that I didn't use last month, so I could end up using that at some point. But I would let you know at the start of the video if I had done that for last month's TBR. So green 11 is even page number. So for even page number, I'm going to read Destroy the Day. My copy ends on page 544. This is the third and final book in the Defy the Night trilogy. I've had this book since it came out in January and have not gotten to it. I don't know why. I have absolutely loved pretty much everything I've read by Bridget Kemmer, so I really don't know why I've put this off as long as I have. It's also a signed special edition. And there is a plague of some sort, if I remember correctly, that's going on, and we're following the prince and like a female commoner who is helping to steal the moonflower, which is the main ingredient in this cure, and try to distribute it to people who can't afford to pay for the cure. So I've really, really enjoyed the first 2 books, and I'm curious to see how this trilogy wraps up. Also, another series I get to finish. Thumbs up for that. I'm going to replace that with this. Draw number 8. It's a green 4. The prompt for green 4 is middle grade. So for middle grade, I'm going to read The Untold Stories by Erin Hunter. These are novellas in the Warriors universe. I keep meaning to get to them. I keep not getting to them. And I am bound and determined for this to be the month that I actually read these, because I don't know why I keep putting them off when I know I'm going to love them. So here is my choice for middle grade. We'll replace that with this. Draw number 9. Is a reward. I told you I was feeling blue 5. My reward. Read an obligation read. Everything else in the universe, because it is my Buzzwordathon pick and it's the middle grade March book club pick. This is a book I need to get to in the month of May. So, perfect. What a great reward that was. Let's replace that with this. And then, for what I'm really hoping is my final draw, but do y'all know how many times I've been bit in the butt by a wild on my last draw? Draw number 10. Whoo! Whoo! It's a yellow 9! I only have to read 9 books! How did I do that? Oh. The prompt for yellow 9 is Scribd. So Scribd is now known as Everand, and I believe what I'm going to do is that I'm going to listen to the audiobook of Dragon Fruit, because I have the library book out of the library and I can get the audiobook via Everand. It says, in the old tales, it is written that the egg of a sea dragon, dragon fruit, holds within it the power to undo a person's greatest sorrow. But as with all things that offer hope, when hope is gone, the tale comes with a warning. Every wish demands a price. And I believe this has something to do with like pirates and stuff. So I am very much looking forward to reading this one. I think this would be a good shout. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I was going to use the audiobook from Everand for this anyways. And you know me, if I have an audiobook, I'm definitely 100% going to be listening to it. So that is going to be my choice for script. So I can do something I haven't done in a very, very long time. I can actually hold up my TBR. Well, wonders never cease, y'all. So I have these 7 books plus a Robert Jordan book for the Wheel of Time series for big book or book over 500 pages. And then I have Isaiah Dunn Saves the Day for Own Voices. This seems like a very manageable TBR, and I'm feeling very, very confident that I'm going to get to put another reward on the board in the month of June, which is amazing. Finally, a month when this was nice to me. Just absolutely amazing. So that is going to be it for this round of Phase 10 Chooses My TBR. I'm as shocked and surprised as you are. I seriously have no words. I was not expecting it to go so well. All of my social media is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me party emojis to celebrate the fact that my board was actually nice to me for once. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!